Internet and social media have transformed the way we consume and disseminate news, with online and social media consumption on the rise globally. The structure of social media platforms allows us to extract meaningful information about dynamics and relationships of real-world actors. In this paper, we discuss the study of the landscape of news organizations in Portugal and the Philippines through network science techniques using Twitter data. We started by using scopes to understand current trends in Twitter news, revealing three significant clusters related to Twitter analysis: a machine learning focused research, data science approach, and the social science approach. Based on the Reuters Institute's 2022 journalism report, we selected a set of news outlets for each one of the countries, and then we extracted 2,000 of the most recent tweets from all of the accounts. We then identify particular questions that can help us better understand the online news ecosystem and verify common connotations within each region. So how do news organizations influence each other with Twitter? Through follow and similarity. To answer this, we calculated the similarity between all of the tweets of each of the news outlets. With the generated graph, we see a higher level of similarity in Portuguese newspapers, particularly Observador, which has one of the highest levels of similarity with other journals. On the other hand, in the Philippines, we see lesser levels of similarity, and we mostly see self-similarity, which is journals repeating themselves, and we see that news outlets from the same organizations have higher levels of similarity. Then what's the relationship between number of followers and the follow behavior with other news accounts? We use the follow-to-follow relationship graph to identify clusters of news outlets with similar following patterns. Our analysis revealed that the number of news outlets following a certain account may be a measure of importance and prestige in the news community. We also observed clusters based on online media focus and competition. PTV has a high degree, as it is the main broadcaster in the Philippines, similar to RTP in Portugal. In Portugal, the relationship between in-degree and total followers is mostly linear or superlinear. In the Philippines, a log relationship is observed. Interestingly, ABS-CBN, a large broadcasting company, has the highest follower count but the smallest following among news organizations, possibly due to a controversial feud with the government. Other news organizations may have distanced themselves to avoid complications. Then, can we identify patterns with news organizations in terms of common retweeters? This figure depicts the retweet network for Portugal and the Philippines, with red nodes representing news outlets and blue nodes representing accounts that frequently retweet these outlets. The networks show a clear polarization difference between the two countries. The Philippine network has a divide between the accounts that frequently retweet from government-affiliated news outlets and those that retweet from other outlets, reflecting perceived alignments. In contrast, Portugal network is less polarized. The results showed that state ownership also impacted organizational following. These findings demonstrate the potential of social media platforms in understanding real-world communities and can inform decision makers to combat information polarization. Thank you for your time.